Hey, Queen Darling. Love you too, sweetie. No answer from the guest. I thought she said yeah. Okay, Carol A. Myers. See if they let you in, sweetie. I just sent you an invite to get on live on stage with Chief Pontiac Right. Look, if y'all smart, you'll need to take these babies out of their system of education as soon as possible. I'm trying to warn y'all in advance because they're going to have a Manchurian candidate activated. And I don't know where he's going to be on the land, but they're going to hurt somebody's babies. Yep, Gorilla Grod, that's GD Rod. Gorilla in the Mist, Psychic and all. 7 Bay, what it do though? So it's not letting her in either. Let me see who else I could try to let in. Give me an option to let her in. Come back from the West, Buddhist pros in my palm. I went to take my Sakuma. Now I'm coming back right now.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm fine. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine, sweetie.
Okay. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
It's good to see you, and thank you for the invite. I have a little question for you.
Okay.
With these with doing the shadow work and some things, I'm feeling different in my body. I have a lower back pain, right down at the base.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, so it is ascension signals, pains, physical, spirit first, then physical. It hurts like heck.
It could be physical too. Do it, send your nerves down your legs.
No.
Okay, because that's called sciatica.
Okay.
And that's when the inflammation is what's causing it. You get an inflammation and everything is so tight down there, the muscles begin to pull in the wrong directions and it makes your back very, very painful.
Yeah.
So you need to see a chiropractor because the biggest relief comes from proper spinal alignment.
Okay. Yeah, I missed a couple of months in there with that, but I've been doing the shadow work, facing the things that I was afraid of about myself. Um, and that's when I was noticing weird sleep patterns, up at 1, 2, 3 in the morning, staying up all day, fully energized. I'm centering my energy with qigong, like that. I might can sleep 2 hours at a time, maybe 3, but I have to get up out of that bed. I have to. So that's it.
So there's a squat exercise that you do where you hold on to something and you squat down as low as you can go and try to, it's called the kettle position.
Okay.
Right. And inbox me and I'll see if I can find you a demonstration video. So what sound like is that you having problems with your hip joints and there's a superficial line between the two sides of the hips.
Okay.
After you have babies, it'll reseal itself, right? But when you during pregnancy, it'll open up.
Okay.
When it reseals itself, if you out of alignment, it'll cause pain problems for years.
Wow. Okay. Kettle position. And I'll inbox you. Gary, AJ, y'all want to say hey to goodbye? My grandson waiting right here to say hey to you. He'll see you, okay? He will see you.
Peace, nephew. What's going on with you? Looking good and strong over there.
Thank you.
Remember to exercise your mind as much as you exercise your body. It's not just a physical fight, it's mental too.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, come on up, dearie. Hey.
Hey, princess, how you doing? I like your hair.
Thank you. I'm doing good.
Helping with the gold t-shirt on like you're a daughter of Oshun.
Okay. Talk about that.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Nice talking to y'all.
The other, the oldest has gone to tournaments for basketball, so we
Mhm.
just give him a little
Yeah, a lot
homework.
of people that's watching don't know that we've talked before so we already have like some communication established.
Yeah, and I listen to you on the regular, and I'm Uncle Rod, you know, just like like you said, our nature, and I'm gonna get used to punching people in the throat. I got
Yeah,
my throat.
say
I'm barely
lead with
working, got
love,
my
but
throat.
master the throat punch.
Yeah, I mean, right when you said it, I fell out laughing. I'm like, yeah, I can get with that. But I thank you so much, and I will inbox you. I don't want to keep you long. I want to let you get to other people and share around, but I'll inbox you.
Okay, I'll talk to you later, sweetie.
So much.
You're
Bye.
welcome. What you doing? Want to come talk for a minute? You know what? The best thing to teach children metaphysics is how you doing?
Hey, Big Chief, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Where the baby's at?
Guess what?
Hey,
I
baby.
got a phone.
Okay.
I got a phone.
Hey, guys, say hi.
Hi. Hi, Big Chief.
Hey, what's going
How you
on?
doing, Big Chief? How you doing?
Hey,
Say hi, King.
Hi.
what's going on?
Freak that cool mission
She
today.
said we're going on a great, cool mission. We're over here by the bridge, San Francisco. See that? Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah, and we're trying to find treasures. We're trying to find real treasures. Come on.
Come here. Let me tell you a secret before you go treasure hunting.
Wait, he want to tell you a secret first. What's
Yeah.
So you know what a gnome is?
No.
It's a earth spirit. Do you know what a
Whoa.
do you know what a fairy is?
Yes.
Okay. So you ask the gnomes and fairies to come together to help you find the treasure that's buried.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Say
Can you
fairies
remember it? Can you
Fairies.
remember it?
and gnomes,
Fairies and no.
you earth spirits,
You earth spirits.
come together to help us find the buried treasure.
Come to help us find the buried treasure.
Okay. You got it.
Say thanks, Big Chief.
Thanks for Chief. Come on.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just out here right by the Golden Gate Bridge. We just touched some crabs, some little red rock crabs.
I didn't. I just looked at them and took a picture.
Yeah, it's getting dark, but it's nice. The storm brought sort of like a tropical wind. It's warm and humid here right now, which is not really how it usually is out here.
Y'all having weather anomalies in the north.
We sure are. They called it a bomb cyclone. A bomb cyclone. But you know, we are kinfolk with the water spirits and with the Wakion, so we've been blessed. It's been feeling like a good wash. Hey, look how beautiful the skyline is.
Oh, that's what's up. I see why E40 want me to come to the Bay. You keep
Yes,
telling me how gorgeous it is.
it really is.
Yeah.
The land here, Califia, she keeps us well blessed with all all things natural. Here's the baby. Cairo, say hi to Big Chief.
Hi, Big Chief.
Where you at? There you go. What's going on? Why you scaring me?
Oh, he just went in the bushes. Look at this boy. Yeah, we just every day a new adventure. So what you talking about? What's this live what's going on with the people?
So this is an open Q&A. Whatever they want to talk about when they come on, they talk about.
Okay. Yeah, it feels like we're in the tropics right now. Like I really don't need this hat. I really don't need this hat or this jacket. But I got my UCLA. I'm repping my alma mater. Repping Cali, North and South. Califia checking in. What's good, family?
West side in this month.
West
West side
side.
is right here. West side. Yeah, so 40 Water is one of the chiefs who used the cover of the entertainment industry to hook chiefs up behind the scenes so they can help each other.
Yep. We love you, 40. I got a mirror in my pocket and I practice looking hard.
Shout out to E40, Efeezy in this month.
Shout out to Efeezy, Earl Stevens in this Beezy.
Big chief
But yeah, that's
off the West Coast.
mm-hmm.
Oh, remember in the flips we were seeing the bridge.
Yep, there's the bridge right there. She's all lit up.
So this is the information return on the bridge because you actually in the presence of the bridge. It went from the flips
For real.
to the reality. That's a transfer of energy from the mental, spiritual to the physical.
As above, so below, Chief. You know how we do it.
Mm-hmm. Somebody say, what can you give us on this Pluto Aquarius energy? That came up in the flips too, didn't it?
Sure did.
I'm
an Aquarius.
gonna let her come up next. But just to go into the Pluto governs Scorpio. Right.
Yeah.
Aquarius is the water bearer, which is the woman. Right. But the woman is the Virgo. Scorpio used to be Virgo Scorpio, but then enmity was put between the male and the female, which caused them to put the scales between the two in order to find the balance on the zodiac seal off of a zodiac's wheel. So when Pluto comes to Aquarius, he's coming to Yemiya because he needs Yemiya and Oye in order to help him reach Oshun. Right. So then the three sisters reflect the three brothers that they call the three kings. The three kings is the three high chiefs of the land. No matter where they at, they need to be produced because they are responsible for telling the people the state of the nation, not the president.
Right.
The tribal, right. So the tribal responsibility falls on the three chiefs to tell us if Rod Hayes then told y'all what y'all needed to know, but if it's something else, they gotta tell it.
Yep.
Right. So we looking for three kings walking, no bullshit talking.
Right. We got to get our chiefs free too, so they can speak and give us our reports.
Yeah.
And about
and
that.
See, that's a tribal responsibility that can't be neglected, no matter how old you is. When it's time to get a report to the people, and you the one responsible for giving them the report, then you need to be brought to the forefront so you can get a report.
Yes.
And you can have, and you are in a position where you can call support from any other chiefs on the land that you know can help you give the report effectively so that the people is aware of the changes in the systems.
Right. The changes in the systems, the changes in the celestial bodies.
Yeah.
All the shifts taking place.
So
But I like this Pluto and Aquarius energy because, like you said, Scorpio rules the underworld and the occult and all things hidden. So the fact that on January 25th, all the celestial bodies are about to be in line, and then we have this transition from Pluto into Aquarius, which is the wealth of the information or the spirit the data, the light being shed upon the people, that's really like full activation of the apocalypse or the unveiling energy. So we've been waiting for this. You know, this is a really good time. All things hidden brought to the light and shared with all the people.
Hold on 1 minute, Kelly. Your Chief Warhorse called in to see if I can call her back.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, Chief. I'm doing pretty good. I'm over here doing a live broadcast right now. Okay, I'm going to call you when I get done. Somebody mess with one of them, well, you messing with all of them. You ain't going to bully him, I know that, because I'm not going to let you bully nobody over here. So you can take them bully tactics somewhere else, or we can go ahead and get it over with right now. It's up to you. It don't matter to me one way or the other. I want the smoke the same way you do. I want peace the same way you do. If you want the smoke, I want the smoke. If you want peace, I want peace. And we can do it however. That's how I was. I'm not going to look for you, but I'm going to bump into you.
Yeah, and
And
we
when
ain't
I
gonna
bump
push.
into you, you're going to remember me.
Yeah, like I remember I used to tell, like, in the set, I used to tell people, hey, don't if I saw a dude pressing him and I say, oh yeah, he don't, and the dude act like he don't want it, I say, I let him make it, cause he don't want it, let him make it. He's nigga was talking first, but now you press him and he, oh man, now Hey, so we ain't never press nobody too hard that they want you don't want no trouble. When don't start no shit, it won't be no shit, right? You know what I'm saying?
I'm bone crusher, baby. I ain't never scared. I ain't never scared.
Hey, we about to get up out of here, man. Hey, we got 1,200 people in here, man. Raw Hayes don't do it for the money, but we got this Cash App on there, man. If y'all want to show some love, everybody send them $1. That'll be 1,200, man. That'll put them in the game so we can keep these. We got to keep Chief good so we can get these updates on the land, man. So, because we're in a critical time now, we're going to a critical time. 2025, a lot of prophecies have been said to happen that year, like about the earthquake, a whole bunch of things, the switching of the government. There's a whole bunch of stuff. So we need to stay live, stay alert for this coming up. 2030, Doc spoke about 2030, the end of the devil's rule, the complete end of his world. So we looking at the parasites being removed, whole bunch of stuff going on. So we need to stay updated. Shout out to everybody that's came in, man. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. What you got to say, Rod? You got to say you want to say?
Parents, talk to your children and let them know that the National Guard not here for us to stay out them people's way. Because we don't want them to get caught in something that they totally innocent, but they get treated like the enemy. If they do the martial law, just follow the curfew because there's going to be some dastardly deeds taking place under the cover of darkness. There's going to be a whole bunch of good men doing some real bad stuff to some truly wicked individuals. And they're not taking no prisoners and they're not asking no permission. It's not going to be pretty. Y'all need to know this now. Y'all need to sit them boys down, have a conversation with them. Wherever you at, make sure you're going to be where you're going to be at the curfew. You don't want to be transitioning during the curfew and get caught up with the wrong crowd. We don't want that to happen. This is about them judges, them lawyers, and some of them got private military of mercenaries that they've paid very well to not let these National Guards people take them in. You may have shootouts between different factions of private military forces and National Guard in your city, but I don't know which city it might be. It could be any one of them. They everywhere, and they about to get cleaned up. These private militaries, they caught one in upstate New York a couple of years ago, and it was staffed with a whole bunch of Chinese orphans. And it was under the control of George Herbert Walker Bush through his CIA connection. And they blew it up. I posted about it when it was fresh, but they blew it up. If I run across the post in my memories or something, I'll repost it on Facebook. but they blew that damn military base up. They had something like 2,000 soldiers up there. So it can be gunfights in the streets, but it don't have to have nothing to do with us unless we go putting ourselves in other folks' business. Don't got nothing to do with us. Let them clean this month up. Don't get caught in the crossfire. Don't be collateral damage, because there's something in the military during warfare called collateral damage. Just because you got switches, they got some switches for your switches. They got way more stuff to fight this war than we do in the hood.
Right.
And it's some niggas in the hood they coming to get to. Believe that. They've been doing a lot of dirt for a long time, and people know who they is. You know who them dirt dealers is in your local town that don't nobody like to talk about because they're scared they're going to come up missing.
Right.
They coming to get them. They know who they is. There ain't no hide. Ain't nowhere to run. Ain't nowhere to duck. Ain't nowhere to hide.
That's deep.
They coming to get them. I'm telling y'all now, they coming to get them. All the dirt dealers, these people, this military, with the assistance the National Guard has been given the permission to utilize special forces from the U.S. military branches, Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines, to do this operation to get these MFs off the land. And they're not who you think. They're not going to be based on skin color.
Right.
Because they're going to look every color under the sun. Wherever people at, it's going to be somebody that look like that in the cleanup. But they dirt speak for itself. Most of us know who them dirty players is in our local town. They coming to get us. You thought because of the whispers that they was going untouchable, they probably didn't got arrested 1,000 times and they never did more than 24 hours.
Right.
They know who they is. Trust me. Just like they knew which chiefs to kill when they was murdering us, they know who to get off the land now that we reclaimed it back. So don't let our children get caught up in that. It's not our war.
Facts. And on that
And
note,
they gonna reserve the right to deputize the tribe to aid in the cleanup. That means you might have a whole faction of Pyru in Pyru territory cleaning Pyru territory up, because they would rather for you to clean your own hood up than them come in and do it for you.
right. Facts.
Right?
Right.
It's gonna make Vice Lord's gonna be cleaning up Vice Lord neighborhood. GD's gonna be cleaning up GD neighborhood. But it's gonna happen. This gonna get cleaned up one way or another, because we done with the shenanigans.
Right.
We just waiting on the rollout now. Something big's supposed to go down for Christmas, y'all. It's supposed to be some big good stuff this time.
Right.
I don't know what it's gonna be. They might start getting everybody checks. I don't know. But it won't be under the old regime.
Right.
Because their system is over. The IRS just got audited. They $545 billion missing.
Damn. We know where that ain't
So,
missing. We know where it's at. The black
well, you know,
glue.
they can't account for it.
Yeah,
Now,
right.
first it was the Federal Reserve couldn't account for it. Now the IRS can't account for it damn near just as much. So that's almost $1.5 billion missing just for nothing. It was like 1.2 billion, 1.3 billion, something like that. That's a lot of money.
They always harassing everybody else about what they got going on.
But that's the money they supposed to be fixing our roads, building our infrastructure, giving everybody lights, gas, and water to their house where you supposed to have no bill. They using the money for their stuff.
Yeah, I noticed America never get really built up. The only thing that's getting built up is corporations. They never build America educational system where we can be like China. Like China, the way they everything hands-on, everything free, colleges, like everything free. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of education, I want you to show them this one more lady before we go named Charlotte Isherby. on YouTube. This is the lady that's running down the entire fraud of the No Child Left Behind money making scheme of the government, and they was taking the wealth from, like, for instance, Detroit had a surplus of, like, I think it was like $5 million or $5 billion in educational funding. John Engler was the governor. Went to his lobby and told them to decentralize Detroit's Department of Education. Detroit sued him, took him to court, won, but they couldn't give the money back because they said they used it to build a prison in Ionia, Bellamy Creek.
Cool video we did, right? And so I went and got the book. It's called The Liberty Dumb Down America, and they actually break down on how these black hand guys were going to keep us in a state of workers and employees, pretty much, and never teach us how to own or no kind of, you know. I actually
Perpetual consumers, worker consumers. Because you working and you generating their income, and as a consumer, you giving them your income to live your life. It's a trick. It's a Rockefeller program. It's a couple of books. It's one called "Boys Will Be Boys" by a Jewish lady. It's another one called I forgot what it's called, but it's a whole lot of them. If you put that book in the Liberty Dumbing Down of America and scroll down, it's gonna have a whole bunch of them about how the educational system is designed to dumb us down and control us. Right? I think one of them is called "Destruction of Western Education" or something like that. Then you got to remember, you also got the Nathan and Julia Hare material on the education of our children. You got the Hockey Mahubuti information on our children. You got the Amos Wilson information, Awaken the Natural Genius of the Black Child, etc., dealing with our children. So we also have, if go to there and type in the other Bush family. The other Bush family, the sister educated their own children. They all graduated from university in their teens, right? So I'm gonna leave it at that, Elder. I'm gonna let you take us on home from here.
Hey man, we about to get up out of here. We will be back once we gonna keep eye on what's going on the land. We will be back to give you another smoke signal if we see anything change drastically. As of right now, everybody is running and hide now. You know, getting the hell out of Dodge. You can feel the energy change. After Trump won, you can feel the energy change. Like the evil is like going down a little bit. The evil energy.
I told you it was a shooting spike on election day. That's an energy shift of itself. We between two portals right now. We just went in and came out. So we went into the 10-10 portal in October. That flips out on 0101. Right? Then you had your 1101. Then it flipped 1110. Right? And the next one is 111 is the exit from that one. So we in these portals right now, which is artificial time constructs in order for energy to find paths of least resistance to materialize mass manifestation energies. So if your manifestation is in line with whatever is materializing through the other side of the portal, your manifestation will be accelerated because it's part of the collective, it being in agreement with manifesting something. So a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, we're gonna come back. We're gonna keep them updated. We about to get up out of here, man. We live, we lit, and like I say, we're gonna win this war. Why? because Wicked Dad,
man, we are in the building tonight. We are in the digital building tonight. Family, make sure you hit that like button. It's getting ready to go down. It's going to be a legendary night. I talked about this night for a little while now. I said I told you I wanted to put it together, and my father put it together. So yeah, without further ado, let me introduce back to the platform. All of these brothers have been holding it down on this platform this year a lot. They've been doing their thing, so it's an honor to have them all on here together as we continue to celebrate this paradigm shift that we see happening right now. I want to welcome back B-Dell, Rod Hayes, and RFG, the chosen one. Welcome, y'all.
please.
Sir, thanks for having me on.
Indeed, indeed. All right, so family, I'm hearing a little echo. All right, so this ain't gonna be an ordinary conversation. So you might hear some wild shit. Rod Hayes might say Joe Budden's a robot again. You might hear some real wild shit. So just be prepared, because this ain't going to be your normal conversation. This is and that's good. That's a real good thing, because truth, we've been lied to so much that truth would seem like a science fiction book. So let's get this thing started. I want to give a shout out to the name of the show was inspired. New Species was actually inspired Bobby Hemmett. I remember when I was younger, Bobby Hemmett used to talk about. I didn't even notice you had on the shirt. Yeah, damn, I didn't even know. I just noticed that. But Bobby Hemmett used to talk about all the alchemical process of what happened to us in America. There was a new species that was being born. There was a new people that was going to be birthed from that. All the mixing, all the everything that happened. It was like we're like this big alchemical experiment that happened. And you see what we've become, and shit, man, you're gonna see what we'll become in the next 500 years. So shout out to the soul of the brother Bobby Hemmett. And with that being said, let's get this thing started. How y'all doing, Rod, B-Dell, RFG? How y'all doing?
I'm doing great.
Doing great.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. Family, make sure, I see we got about 1,500 people already. Make sure you hit that like button, so you know the whole world could come join us tonight and participate in this conversation. All right, so let's get this thing started. Everything happening, the DNA upgrades, the ascension process, the solar flares, the just so many things happening, the eclipses that's going on. We feel it inside. People hearing their ears ringing. People are having abilities become active that they didn't have before. RFG did a video recently that got snatched, and I had to throw it on Patreon because it got snatched. Y'all remember that from 2 weeks ago, and he was talking about that. So this is like a part 2 to that. What I want to ask you is that, all right, so we study ancient history. Rod Hayes, I don't know if I heard Rod, I heard Billy talk about it. I don't know if B-Dell touched on it. I don't know if RFG touched on it, but there's characters in antiquity. Let's use characters, the Anunnaki characters. I don't know if it was Inky and Lil, whoever. They said some of these characters put a cap on our DNA, right? They said they put a cap. Say that.
Yeah, that's correct.
Right. So
they actually stripped back the telomeres to shorten the lifespan.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And they did what's called a DNA graft to give us a worship gene, so that the guy reverence will be able to entrance us under a spell of hypnosis.
Right.
It'll be encoded in your DNA to respond in that manner.
So one of the reasons for the spell of hypnosis is that we have this spark of divinity within us. We have the spark of divine source, Big Mama. We got this spark within us that is more powerful than anything in the universe. So Bobby talked about, many people talked about the power of the imagination. There's something that people on the internet talk about that's called psychic surgery. Now, they say the brain can't distinguish between reality and imagination. So if we use this God power called our imagination, people say they have had psychic surgery performed on them by entities while they were asleep and woke up and was a complete different being. I want to talk to you about the ability. Like I said, this ain't a normal conversation. The ability for us to use psychic surgery, use our imagination. We go into theta mode before we go to sleep. and on us our DNA to reverse whatever spell was put on us in our DNA. Moving forward, us being a new being, a new species, a new people, is this something that y'all see that could be beneficial for us to reverse the curse or reverse, as Rod Hayes says, the conjure?
Yes. Well, that worship gene was basically the vesicular monomod transporter 2 gene. Yeah. And that basically has a hardwire connection to where it gives you the propensity to believe in things outside of yourself. So you have two different forms of ether that's based on the creation of the mind that is comprised of the cybersphere and the ethosphere. Right. And those two different realms have the ability to manipulate the neurotransmitters to where it's able to reconstruct back into its original form. Mm-hmm. So that's when you tap into, like, as far as like your higher abilities, is when you stuck in super chiasmatic nucleus that works in tandem with the cosmic clock. So all that works in conjunction as far as like putting a cap consciousness that is acclimated to the firmament and the cap and an encryption over the brain, basically. So once we tap into those energies, that's when we're able to tap into our true power that's connected to the etheric network and dark matter energy.
Rod, RFG, one of y'all want to touch on that?
Go ahead, RFG.
Absolutely, absolutely. I agree with what the brother B-Dale was saying. And I believe whatever took place on a cosmic level in 2012 was the greatest emission of light codes in this particular realm in the past 2,000 years. And I'm just grateful to be a part of it. You know, I'm grateful to have received many of those light codes, and for me to have been on this journey to acquire the knowledge that I was able to acquire, and to be able to wake up as many people as possible. And I think a loophole around that particular gene is simply the hemoglobin in the DNA inside of the, no, not the DNA, inside of the cell. There is a organelle called the hemoglobin, and we have what's called iron, the iron atom in our hemoglobin. So every time we breathe, we take in the oxygen atoms. The oxygen atoms steal electrons from the iron in our hemoglobin. And every time oxygen atoms steal electrons from our iron in our blood, we lose energy. We lose vital energy that's used to keep our cells functioning. So in the ancient days, before this planet was invaded, the original beings had carbon in the hemoglobin, and carbon is able to bond to oxygen, and it's able to carry oxygen throughout the body. And when it releases oxygen, the oxygen doesn't steal an electron from the carbon atom. So we were able to breathe oxygen, but not lose electrons. So we were able to live for thousands of years, just like the trees, over 6,000 years ago.
Right.
You gotta also remember that the iron was replacing the magnesium in the transfer in the blood in order to cause biological entropy. So the biological entropy is the breakdown that the leaching of the electrons is doing. It's causing it to deteriorate. The iron begins to rust.
Okay.
And then the interaction in the cells make the pigmentations of the melanocytes a brown tint instead of a tint of shades of blue and green. Right?
I see.
When they did this in the laboratory, we didn't use so they crashed the fourth dimension into the third dimension in order to split your consciousness in two dimensions simultaneously. This was the great fear of CERN at the close of the age, because that's what created the infinity loop to put you in what's called perpetual reincarnation cycle.
Okay.
You're playing out the same story over and over on a different timeline every time you come back until you realize that you've been psychologically and spiritually trapped into a cycles within cycles matrix in order for the mind to lose track of itself internally and seek itself externally in the realm of opposites.
Yep.
When
I'm with you on that.
So when they tell you we're in a simulation, they right, but we in a 3D manifestation, and the 3D manifestation is still tied to prime source. Right? The characteristics of the simulation is shown in the epigenetic programming. Everything is coming from outside of the body into the body. Your brain is not your mind, but your mind uses your brain to translate mental stuff into a understanding in the 3D world. So your brain is a supercomputer translating spiritual data into the 3D realm in order for you to understand what you're looking at.
Exactly.
So now you want to talk to yourself. That's why I seen Dr. Be Serious at the beginning, and he was talking about the kinesthesia of the self. Right? It's been a long known in the self-help world that if you're making a bad decision, your body gets weak. If you're making good decisions, your body becomes strong. And that knowledge can allow you to ask yourself if you're making the best choice for yourself.
Now when you say, my bad for interrupting, but when you say good and bad, do you mean high vibrational versus low vibrational?
Exactly. Because if those things that we consider bad and those things we consider good are only separated by the frequency they come in on. That's part of the reality, right? All death, I mean, the frequency of death, but it got branches. So now all of the frequencies of death can be broke up into the gunshot victim, the stab victim, the accident victim, but they all got branches on the death tree. Natural causes, unnatural causes, right? You start narrowing down the branches because you have to be able to put the information in a digestible format, and the more people you can explain it to, then the more people you connect on a mental awareness level in order to control the great egregore. That's why they say knowledge is king.
Facts. Okay, so in this realm, one of the big things that people focus on, have always focused on, was manifesting things into this realm, bringing things into existence. Some people call it magic. Some people call it science. There have been many names. Some people call it alchemy. There have been many names for having something in your mind, and then it may be in my mind. I'll give you an example. I had the Gathering of the Masters in my mind one day, one year, and then next thing I know, boom, there's 2,000 people in a room, and I see BDL, and I see BDL there. You know what I mean? It's just all the master teachers there, but that shit was in my mind just a couple of years ago, just strictly in my mind. So what I want to ask you about, I remember I had a conversation with Brother Polite. I'm gonna bring him up because I got to use an example, so I want to bring him up. I had a conversation with him many years ago, and I'm like, "Yo, how you able to manifest so much, man?" And he told me, he said, and B-Dell recently said something that reminded me of what he told me. He said, "Yo, Rich, yeah, I use platonic solids." He was like, "Yo." He was like, depending on what I'm thinking, I use a different shape. I visualize a different shape depending on the emotion of what I'm thinking. And I forgot what he said. So, but he was like, if I want to get this, then I use this shape. If I want to get that, I use that shape. If I want to get that, I use that shape. And then he was like, yo, I just imagine, just like you send an email to somebody, I sent an etheric email out there. I'm like, but what the fuck? I didn't expect all of that. Nigga told me he sent etheric emails. He uses different shapes depending on emotion. So in terms of the topic of bringing things into existence in this world, I mean, motherfuckers cut chickens, sacrifice babies. We have done everything that you could think of in humanity to bring things into this realm. They say the new magic is the mind magic. So let's talk about mind magic and platonic solids. Tell me, how do you use, what's up with platonic solids and manifestation based on what I just said?
Well, I'll take real quick. Well, when you're talking about the platonic solids, the best way to encounter your tunnel vision is connected to manifestation. That is your interstellar vortex portal in order to tap into that energy. So it's all based upon the mind magic.
Absolutely, absolutely. Every single physical object that we can look at in this universe, in this realm, at first was a thought. Especially when we talk about buildings, ornaments, objects, inventions, everything that we look at in this society. At first, it was existing in the fourth dimensional realm. So I believe B-Dell he's dead on with that assessment.
Yeah, because that's connected to the mental plane, which is called, I think that's called the abode of the Most High, I believe, when you go on the path of Masut, after you become a neophyte. But yeah, that's my take on that.
Absolutely.
Rod, you want to close that out, Rod?
Yeah. So Bedell gave you what's called the mechanics of the operation. Right. What I'm about to tell you here is what you're building using those mechanics. You know that symbol that they call